genetics plays an important role. It's very, very important, but it does not determine everything. It doesn't define you. It is part of what defines you, but it's not the whole story.
Who you are is who you are, and most of the information that we find out, that's what you were born with. So there's nothing about this information that's going to change who you are. It might change what you do about this piece of information, but you're going to be the same person yesterday as you are today now that I've given you that piece of information. There is so much that goes into who you are that we're talking about often one gene out of 20,000 of them. It kind of doesn't even make sense that your genetics would be everything of who you are. We see families, so we see twins all the time, we see people all the time, and I've never met two people that are the same.
I live in a different culture, and I see in genetics especially all the time we are focusing on differences, but actually what I've learned is that human values, emotions, aspirations, problems, fear, they are so similar. So they are influenced by the culture that you grow in, but still the common sort of humanity thread is same.
Well, I believe really a lot in considering the human being not a single thing. So I think that the one person doesn't mean anything. I mean something if I am part of a community. Instead, the message nowadays is the contrary. Everything is on you. You are the center. You can do whatever you want. You can be perfect. You can cure everything, and you should be strong, and so on. And this is not the real thing. So, because of course there is technology together with the consumist society tend to give a wrong message to young people. We should go back and teach them I am important if I am part of a community. Remember who we are.
So we have a big human genome. It's 3.2 billion letters, but we are very unique. If we sequence my genome and if we sequence your genome and we compare them together, we will find a lot of differences. We will find more than 3 million differences, okay? So that's how unique you are, and everyone will have that number of differences. But because the human genome is so big, okay, 3 million out of the human genome is very little. So as much as we are unique and different, we actually share more than 99%. So we are exactly, you don't need to be a twin or anything like that. Any two in this room here today share more than 99% of their DNA. So we are unique, we are different, but we share a lot more than what we differ in. And that's really important to remember, especially for people with rare disease, because they can find themselves different, they sometimes can find themselves unique, but they need to remember, or the people around them need to remember that yes, they are different, they are slightly different than us, but me and them share a lot. And that's really important with how people connect to each other.
I think what we're doing here is part of reminding people that we are more similar than different, and hopefully that has an effect in the way we see each other.
And the way that we interact with each other and respect each other. And I think particularly for young people who sometimes go through, if they have a rare genetic condition, or even if they don't, but they just feel a bit different to all of their friends or to the people around them, I think it's such a good message to think we are actually all quite the same.
We would like to know, what does rare means to you? If you hear the word rare, what comes to your mind?
Uncommon. Impossible. Not normally seen.
When I hear the word rare, I think of something unique and something very special.
Yeah, I think those are my two words really, kind of special and unique. We spoke a lot about the similarities that we have, but I think one of the beautiful things about being rare is about what that brings. And so that's what I always think, you know, when you're the rare thing, about what is the special thing that you're bringing.
Do you have an image that comes to you?
An image?
An image, yeah. So maybe we see a bit of a difference between the two similar ways of seeing what rare is.
Maybe a cactus in a desert?
Well, just now, because you put me on the spot,
Yes.
one of the best things I like is olives and olive trees. And I think finding olive trees in England is something very rare.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh,
I've got an olive tree in my garden.
And so though you might be unique as an individual, it seems that rare doesn't, to me personally, doesn't feel like a label we should be putting on human beings. I think it actually creates bigger problems than it solves.
Every time I try to put my finger on something, I think of actually togetherness and humanity and community and wholeheartedness. I think of those things, and that's anything but rare.
I was thinking that maybe it doesn't exist.
There is something called an overview effect. So that is when astronauts, those who've visited the outer space, they look at the Earth and they see a pale blue dot. It perhaps represents our planet, our home, but also really the importance of fragility, how fragile humanity is and how fragile life is. And I hope at least those who can see the genome, similarly like you see the Earth, when you see the genome, hopefully that gives, at least to me, it gives an overview effect, that I can see that how fragile the genome is, that actually just a nitrogen atom and a hydrogen atom exchanging places can have so vast consequences for an individual. At the same time, what the important thing is that how similar we all are, whether it's UK, Mediterranean, or Asia or Africa. So there is a huge amount of similarity, and it vastly outweighs the differences that we have.
This condition, COVID, made also the impression that really our planet is much near each other. We are not so far. As the virus can travel fast, so now we have technology to travel fast. So we need, and I hope we will be more connected and more near each other, even if we are very far from each other. So this is my lesson on COVID. It is possible.
It is possible, I like that.
With my scientist's hat on, I actually think of the thing, I think it was Harvey, wasn't it, who talked about experiments of nature. And in a purely scientific way, I think, gosh, we've got another experiment of nature here.